he leans into me and he whispers in my ear, take off your pants. But that's what's going through my head. Whenever I see people making out with strangers at parties, I'm like, ew, you're one of those. In my immaturity, I'm like comparing myself to her. I'm like, is he dumb? Like, that's what you're kissing at parties? You're never gonna touch me in your life. Are you stupid? Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Vlogmas day 23. 2 more days of Vlogmas are left and I'm so excited to be done with this. Today, I'm going to be telling you guys 2 juicy stories. The first one is going to be about the time I went over to a guy's dorm in college and he tried to get me to take off my pants. And the second story is about the time that I was talking to this guy in college and I found out that he was kissing another girl at a party. So we're gonna get into these stories. They are both very silly, and looking back on them, I'm just like, what? How did I even get myself into this situation? So let's just get right on into the video. So let's just start off with like how I met this guy. Basically, the minority community, or like the black community at my college, was very small, so like everybody knew everybody basically. And this was my first time hanging out with this group of friends in particular. Friends, whatever. It was maybe like 3 or 4 guys and 3 girls. So it was me and 2 other girls there, and we all decided to go out that night. We were walking to a party. Surprise, freaking surprise. And we get to this party and it wasn't lit. Like, we were all kind of just over it. We were just like, this isn't the vibe, this isn't it. So we walked back. One of the girls was really drunk. She was just really drunk and like, I don't want to say sloppy because she wasn't like falling over herself, but she was very drunk and she was very like doing the most. And I was just chilling. Like I said, back in those days, I wasn't really drinking like that. So I wasn't drunk, I wasn't drinking this night, and I was just chilling. So we were walking back and we're making our way to the student union. On the weekends or like Friday, Saturday or whatever, the student union would be lit. Like there would be karaoke, there's late night food, like all that type of stuff. So we got food or whatever, we're sitting, we're chilling, we're listening to the karaoke or whatever, and we're sitting there and it's time to part ways. Everybody's like, all right, this night was a flop. We're not going to any other parties, so let's just all go home. And we all lived like sort of in the same area, so the guys asked me like, oh, do you want us to walk you back to your dorm? And personally, I said no. Like, I didn't want them to walk me back, and it wasn't because like I didn't like them or that I didn't want to hang out with them. It was just like people in my building were very nosy, and whenever they would see me with a guy or like interacting with someone who is not a woman, they would just assume that you were hooking up with them, and I didn't get down like that. I could hang out with people without sleeping with them, okay? Like maybe that's what y'all do, but anytime somebody would see you with a guy, like it was a thing that they would just be like I see y'all. Like, no sis, no, it's not like that. But as everybody was leaving, one of the guys stayed behind, and he came back to me like as everybody was leaving, and he was like, oh, like I just wanted to let you know that I was really feeling your vibe. Like, you were super chill, you weren't super drunk and belligerent like the other girls, like you could hold your liquor, blah blah blah. And I was just basically telling him like, oh, I didn't drink, like I don't really drink like that, that's why I wasn't really acting like that. But if I was to drink, I wouldn't be acting like that anyway. Like, I'm just a chill person. Like, I'm not out there like that, like cause a scene, be loud, all that. Like, I'm not that kind of person. So I was just chilling, like this is just me. Like, he was complimenting me on my demeanor, like the way I carry myself. Somehow like finagled his way into asking for my number. So like him staying back was like him trying to shoot his shot, like let me try to get this girl's number. So he asked me for my number and I gave it to him, obviously. And I don't remember how long after this we actually hung out, but somehow, some way we agreed to hang out. He was like, oh, you should come over, we could watch a movie, blah blah blah. And since I'm a dummy, I thought, you know, maybe let's watch a movie. Like, let's watch a movie, that's cool, we could watch a movie. Like, he actually wants to watch a movie. We all know that that's not what he wanted to do. But me at this time, I was super naive. I didn't know anything. Like, I really thought that he wanted to watch a movie, right? So I agreed to go to his place. I walk over there. I go. He opens the door. All the lights is out. And I'm just like, I mean, I guess. Like, I mean, I could do with a little bit of light, please. Like, why is it pitch black? But whatever. I didn't say anything. I just go in there, and his room, the way it was set up, there was like 3 beds in there, but none of his roommates were there. And obviously it was a guy's room, so it wasn't decorated. There was like no furniture. Like, it was a mess. Like, it wasn't, so the only place there was to sit was on his bed. And then I shortly realized, I was like, there's no TV. He didn't have a TV, so we were gonna watch the movie on his computer. So now I'm just like, I came all the way over here to watch a movie on a little computer screen. Like, I'm over it, but let's watch the movie. I agreed to hang out with you. Let's hang out. The movie's going, and then he starts, like, you know, trying to put the moves on me, like put his arm, or like, you know, touch my leg, or like, you know, you could tell like when a guy is trying to get close to you to try to like feel your vibes to see if you with it. And I was just kind of just like but then all of a sudden he leans into me and he whispers in my ear, "Take off your pants." And I was like, what? Because at first I thought I misheard him. I thought that I wasn't hearing properly. I thought maybe he said something else. So I'm like, huh? And he goes, "Take off your pants." And at this point, I didn't know what to say, because obviously I wasn't going to take off my pants. But I wasn't sure how I was going to turn him down at this point, because like, I'm in his room, I'm in his place. Like, I don't want him to be pissed, but I also need to let him know that I'm not taking off my pants. So I like do like this little nervous laugh, like yeah, like, no, I'm not doing that, like he jokes on you type of thing. Like, I was just kind of laughing it off like he was kidding, but he obviously was serious. And he begins to ask me, he's like, "Oh, so like, are you a virgin or whatever?" And first of all, what does me being a virgin have to do with not wanting to have sex with you? That has nothing to do with it. Whether I'm a virgin or not, I still wasn't taking off my pants. Like, I'm not sure what the correlation was. Like, I just don't sleep with people that I just randomly meet. Like, no, that's just not how that was gonna go down. And then he proceeded to ask me, he's like, "Oh, so you've never done anything with the guy, blah blah blah." And I'm like, no. I don't know how we got onto this topic, but he started asking me about like my family life. He was telling me about his situation and how his dad wasn't really in his life and his mom took care of him. He was kind of really opening up to me, and I don't know why. Maybe because it was like, well, since she's not taking off her pants, we might as well talk, which is what we should have been doing in the first place, but whatever. So I start like maneuvering my way to leave. I get my jacket, blah blah blah, and I basically just tell him like, "Oh, like, I'm gonna go or whatever, maybe we could hang out another time." But that was a really uncomfortable situation for me, and from that I really stopped being so naive, because that was so dumb of me. Like, why would I think that he actually wanted to watch a movie? Like, why would I ever think that? So I feel like if it's the first time you're hanging out with someone and you're trying to get to know them, I just feel like their bedroom is not the place to do that. And in college, you only have a bedroom. Like, it's a dorm, so your room is your bedroom, your living room, it's your kitchen, it's everything. So it's a little bit confusing when somebody invites you to their dorm. Like, you don't know what their intentions are, so you probably shouldn't be going there alone. No, it could have very easily went differently. Like, he obviously was stronger than me, so if he wanted to force me to take off my pants, he could have forcibly taken off my pants. Like, you know, you guys catch my drift. Like, that, it could have went bad. This is why I tell these stories, because I want you guys to be careful and to learn from my mistakes. Don't put yourself in situations where you can't defend yourself, especially if you don't know the person that well. And that's not to say that somebody you know well can't do something bad to you, but it's just safer to get to know somebody a little more before you're just in their space, in their house, just you and them, you know? I say stick to public places. Like, we should have met at the U and like got food and hung out. Like, I should have never went to his room. So yes, that is the first story. The second story, I have a lot of stories from college, and this second one is also guy related. This story basically is the time that I was talking to this guy and I found out that he was making out with this other girl in the middle of a party. Now, how I met this guy, I'm going to name him Brian. His name is Brian, okay? So me and Brian met at a party through mutual friends. So we were all hanging out like in this mini group. It was cool. He was good vibes, I was good vibes. Everybody was chilling. It was great. The party was fun, and it was time to go home. And all of us ended up in the same car. So it was Brian, Brian's friend, and my friend, and we were all riding home together. And obviously these parties don't have coat check or anything like that, so you can't bring a coat. So I was freezing. So he gave me his hoodie, and I was wearing his hoodie or whatever, which was really sweet. Like, thanks, shout outs to you for letting me keep the hoodie. I get back to my dorm, I keep the hoodie obviously because I just never gave it back to him. And at some point during that night, either he asked me for my number or I asked him for it. I don't remember how that went, but somehow I ended up with his number because he texted me the next day or a couple days after that to get his hoodie back. And so he writes me, he's like, oh, can I come pick up my hoodie? I'm like, sure, you know, I'm looking cute. I go downstairs to like give him his hoodie. There's like a lounge area on the first floor of my dorm building. So we were there talking. We weren't like in my room or anything. So we were downstairs in the lounge. I give him the hoodie, and somehow we just end up talking, and then we end up sitting on the couch, and we're sitting there literally talking, just chilling for like maybe 3 hours. And at this point it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and we're still talking. I'm like, wow, this guy's nice. Like, we're just talking. Like, he didn't try to put the moves on me. Like, this guy, he's a nice guy. He seems like he's a nice, decent guy, right? So I'm like, maybe I like him. In my head, I'm thinking, maybe this could be something, right? I'm thinking that because I try to make a boyfriend out of every guy I like, and it's so dumb. Don't do that. Like, try to just go with the flow and not take things too seriously, especially at 18, 19, 20, you know, like, it's just, the guys of those ages are really not looking for that. So it's best if you just play it cool unless told otherwise. Later on, I don't remember if it was the following weekend or like whatever the case, we're talking, we're texting, everything is cool. I'm like, there's this new guy. He was really nice. Like, we talked for hours. Like, we had a good connection. The chemistry was all right. And then for some reason, I didn't go out this weekend. I don't know if I had an exam or something like that, but I didn't end up going out. And someone told me that they saw him making out with this other girl at the party. And I'm just like, ew. Because, like, for one, who does that? Like, I think kissing people at parties, like in public, is gross. But that's what's going through my head. Whenever I see people making out with strangers at parties, I'm like, ew, you're one of those? And then in my head, I'm like, ew, he's one of those. That's nasty. Like, that's gross. That's how you get herpes. But like I said, the community at UConn is very freaking small. So if you're doing anything, I'm gonna find out. So I found out about that, and I was just like, And then, once I found out who the girl was, I was like, bye. Nobody's ugly, and obviously the beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and personality means a lot. Like, she could have been a really sweet girl and everything like that, but in my head, like, in my immaturity, I'm like comparing myself to her. I'm like, is he dumb? Like, that's what you're kissing at parties? You're never gonna touch me in your life. Are you stupid? It's over. It's over for that. It's over for that. All the nice, sweet things that I thought about him, I was just like, I'm not feeling the vibes. I'm not feeling the vibes. And to some people, that might have been an overreaction. I was just like, yeah, no. If you guys like my story times, give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below what you would have done in either of these situations. Would you have stayed there and watched the movie with him? And would you have continued talking to that guy after you found out that he was kissing somebody else? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And turn on your post notifications. Join the notification gang so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. I will see all of you beautiful people in my next one. Bye.